Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Front Row Access Podcast. I am your host, Stephen Russo.
I'm Anthony.
Howdy.
And that's our co-host of the day, Gavin. So we got 3 people on the podcast today, guys. That's just how big this fucking Wrestlemania card is, alright? And that's what we're doing today. You already read the title. You saw the fucking thumbnail. You knew what you were getting into. WrestleMania 40 coming at you live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're going to be going over all of it today. But first, go and follow us on all the social medias. We are on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and obviously here on YouTube. Just fuck Facebook. So we're not on there. And also, Pepsi, hit us up. You know what to do. Gavin's got the Major Melon, it looks like. Anthony's got Baja Blast. I also got Spark with me. So go ahead, hit up your boy, frontrowaccess15@gmail.com, and I promise you I will market your product perfectly. Anyway, so this, guys, is probably one of the biggest events that I have been looking forward to for a long time. You know, not only is this WrestleMania 40 the biggest WrestleMania, so they're marketing it, but I'm also gonna fucking be there for it. Hence the reason why we're filming this relatively early before we just watched SmackDown about hour and a half ago, and we saw what happened at the end with Jade Cargill, and we saw what happened at the end with in the beginning, towards the middle actually, with Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. So we're already going to assume that those are going to be matches, even though they are not confirmed at the time of this recording. They probably will be by the time this is out. So, we're going to start off with the 2 new additions first, but before we get started, Gavin, do you have any comments about WrestleMania 40 in general before we get started?
Some of my predictions will blow your fucking mind.
That is wild, bro. So anyway,
I've been thinking about this for weeks.
I've been thinking about it for weeks, months even, obsessing on it, doing any and
I've been
everything
thinking-
that I can.
I've been thinking about it since I left this place.
No, yeah, Gavin did take a trip to the Royal Rumble. He witnessed Cody Rhodes win 2 Royal Rumbles in a row, and he witnessed Bayley win the Royal Rumble, starting her feud with Io Sky and Damage Control. But let's be honest, guys, we all saw that coming, right? Anyway, so let's get this started with Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee teaming up to face Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. Now, guys, there has been a bit of a Latino civil war happening on Friday Night SmackDown since, like, fucking Survivor Series.
Even before that, I'd go as far back and say Crown Jewel.
Yeah, honestly. It has been a fucking long time that this civil war has been going on for, and I'm pretty much sick of it at this point, if I'm honest with you.
Think about Carlito.
I mean, Carlito's fun, man, but, like, it's the same shit every week. It's like the fucking Judgment Day in the middle of last year.
Andrade decided to go to Raw instead of stay on SmackDown with his what's Charlotte's fiance? Yeah, I think so.
I believe so.
But yeah, he openly said he picked Raw so he didn't have to be thrown in the middle of all that.
Which is fucking wild. But anyway, guys, it should be cultivating right here, and it should not continue any further. If it does, I'm gonna cry. And this looks like it's going to be the end game. Obviously, y'all know the story. Santos Escobar was in the LWO, idolized Rey Mysterio, eventually turned on Rey Mysterio because they robbed him of a chance at the United States title. He broke his knee, broke his leg, whatever the fuck, in storyline, and, went and reformed the Legado del Fantasma. And then Legado del Fantasma and the LWO have just been going at it week after week after week after week. And
They're not besties?
They're not besties. Nothing is getting solved between the two of these. The 2 of these guys. Absolutely nothing. And plus we're getting new members like every 3 seconds, it seems. Well, throughout the course of this feud, we've got new members like every 3 seconds, it seems. Recently, not so much. I mean, Dragon Lee recently, but, that just happened on SmackDown an hour ago. Hour and a half ago.
It literally just happened.
So, it's definitely been quite the ride. It's been quite the build-up. But I gotta say, though, even though I am really bored of it and kind of sick of it, I can't say I can really complain too much about it. I mean, it is Rey Mysterio, after all. It is Carlito, and Santos Escobar is a tremendous heel. And, I think I like the way that their characters are going, but I think they both need to move on from each other. at this point in order to grow in their own directions. So I really don't have a problem with the characters, and not like I'm sick of them. I enjoy Santos's work. He's a lot more interesting than he fucking was before. And I used to hate the guy whenever he walked out, but now I'm like, okay, now I love to hate him. So we're good. They did the right call, turned him heel, and then of course Rey Mysterio is never gonna be babyface, and never gonna be heel, should I say?
Really?
Heel, should I say? Pardon me.
Wait till he comes out in the lowrider.
I lie, I cheat, I steal. Anyway. But anyway, this is probably going to be the ultimate end game for this Latino Civil War, and then these two can finally fucking move on from each other. And I'm going to say right here, right now, I think the good guys will get one over on the bad guys here. I think Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee will come out with the win over Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. Gavin, what you got?
Well, unfortunately, that's how I see it as well. I mean, this match honestly shouldn't even be how it ends. I feel like it should end with Ray and Dom 2 with the stipulation of mask versus hair. I think that would have been a much better way to end this. But I mean, you're ending it with a tag team. There's only so much you can get.
That's true. You could leave a very small amount of closure there, but I like the hair versus mask match though. That's good.
I'll be honest. What I kind of want to see here is in the tag team. I want to see Dom and Santos start a feud.
Huh. So you think that they're gonna have some little friction there, some Judgment Day and Legado del Fantasma beef?
Yes, and I would enjoy seeing that.
Alrighty, that's actually a pretty good way of looking at it. So you think Ray and Dragon are gonna win, but like Santos or Dom's gonna turn on it?
Exactly.
Okay.
But the thing is, Ray's very good at putting other people over, and this is a good way to elevate the two stars into superstars, or a good starting point for them.
Alright. So that's that one, guys. To be honest, it's not confirmed yet. Like I said, we're filming this on the Friday, immediately following SmackDown, so it's late. But that's going to be our predictions for that. It looks like we agree unanimously down the line. Just have different ways of. We got to get the baby faces over on this one. I mean, I'd like to see the LWO take at least one fucking W from this. They lose every fucking week, so like
On Backlash, they had it on Backlash.
That's true. That's true. They did get it on Backlash, but they were also in Puerto Rico. So if you make the hometown boys lose, I don't know. Some Puerto Ricans might be waiting to shank the execs.
Both hometown. They were both hometown boys.
That's true. That is true. Very true. Very true. Now, anyway, guys, another big thing that happened on SmackDown is Jade Cargill finally went on fucking camera. Holy shit! I'm like, girl, you have been signed since fucking October, September, something like that. And now you're starting to get involved with everything. I mean, you were in the Royal Rumble. You eliminated Nia Jax. That was awesome. But we haven't seen you since then. So, like, what the fuck? And then, like, I know, like, everybody's been telling me Jade Cargill's this hot commodity. I didn't watch AEW too much nor paid attention to her. So, I mean, I'm like, okay, I'd like to see what she can do. I haven't been able to see what she can do, and she's been at this shit since fucking September. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? But it's nice to see her. She made her debut on SmackDown. She signed with SmackDown. I thought she was gonna go to Raw, if I'm honest. But we'll see what they do with that, because I think a nice feud between Jade and what's her face, Rhea Ripley would be nice. So I thought she'd go to Raw.
I mean, Jade and fucking Nia Jax was right there. You had her dump her over at the Rumble. The feud was right there.
It really
that's a WrestleMania feud right there. And then after the fact, you can have Cargill go after Rhea whether she has the title or not.
Exactly. So like, I don't know why they didn't pull the trigger on that, but this one actually isn't that bad. She came to the aid of Naomi and Bianca Belair against Damage Control. Obviously, Damage Control involved with the one of the women's title matches on this card between Bayley and Io Sky. Bayley being the Royal Rumble winner, and the creator of Damage Control, what she created turned on her, and now it's a blood match, basically. So I gotta say this is a pretty good one. Some big names for Jade Cargill in her first time in. Although I really think the Nia Jax storyline was right fucking there, just like you mentioned, Gavin. And I don't know why they didn't pull the trigger on that, but fuck it, we got this one. It's a good alternative. my humble opinion. But it's looking like Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill are going to be going against Dakota Kai and the Kabuki Warriors, and probably a 6-woman tag match. So this one's going to be a good one. I think it'll be a good match. I'm excited to see what Jade can do in the ring. I'm excited to see how she works with everybody, how she works with the Kabuki Warriors and Dakota Kai. I'd like to see this storyline play out. It's fresh, it's new, it's something that I can get myself into. It's something I can like. So I'm all for this. And honestly, I think you're not gonna make Jade lose at WrestleMania when she's just debuting. So I'm gonna say Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill will come out with the victory on this one.
Yeah, I mean there is no future where Jade loses an actual match as her first real match outside of the Rumble.
Yeah, there's no way. Anthony, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go the same way, and I think it was smart for them to play it as 3v3 because that way there's no real title effects off the bat. If I had to say something specific, I'm gonna say that she'll carry. Honestly,
Jade? Yeah.
Jade's gonna
Oh,
carry.
100%. They're gonna make her look super good.
Literally, she'll put somebody over her head and throw them.
Hmm just gorilla press him up and throw him. Bah, just like that. But also this is nice for Naomi as well because I feel like ever since she came back at the Royal Rumble, obviously she came back in emphatic fashion, made a big show out of it, and lasted a pretty damn long time in there. But it seems like post Royal Rumble, they've kind of been like sidelining Naomi a little bit, but now they're starting to bring her back in and letting her play a little bit more. It's like when you sign that really good wide receiver, and then you kind of you'll play him once, and then you sideline him until you're like, okay, this guy's pretty good, and then you throw him back out there. But that's the way I'm looking at it. So it's nice to see Naomi get into a pretty high profile feud because I do love Naomi. I think she's awesome. I'm so happy she came back to WWE, and I look forward to see what she does in the future. And so I think this is a good match back. And plus, we got Bianca Belair. She's finally going to make it to WrestleMania. She has a case to make it to WrestleMania now. I originally thought that she would face Jade Cargill, and Jade Cargill would be the heel in this, but they chose to make her a babyface. I mean, because people already fucking love her, some for other reasons. But, what was that? Some for other reasons. I mean, look at Wade Barrett tonight on commentary as fucking Jade Cargill was walking out. He's like, whoa. All sorts of
Rose
googly eyed at her.
flabbergasted.
But can you blame the guy? Let's be honest. But no. So this is a fun match. I like this. I think it's good. But give me Bianca, give me Naomi, give me Jade. I think they're gonna get one over on the damage control, and because I just can't see a world where they're gonna make Jade lose in her debut. So, any final thoughts on that before we move on to the next match, y'all? No? Gavin's good? Anthony's good? Alright. Now I can actually move in the sequential order that I wrote my fucking notes in. Alrighty. So, guys, guess what? WWE righted their wrongs from last year. They finally got LA Knight on WrestleMania. Alright? The man that
Not
they
how we were
call
hoping, but he's there.
the man that they called the megastar, the one, the only L.A. Knight. Yeah. And so
I just don't understand why he wasn't at the LA WrestleMania.
how do they have an L.A. WrestleMania
Like-
without L.A. Knight? Yeah.
It's in the name, literally.
Like, it's in the name. They had an L.A. WrestleMania without L.A. Knight, and I'm like,
Who
what
should
the
we
fuck?
have in it?
To be
Not
fair,
LA
although it
Knight.
was in
Not that
LA,
guy.
although it was in LA, they branded it as Hollywood, not as LA.
But like Hollywood's in L.A.
I mean, yeah, but if you're a WWE exec trying to get away from the fire, that's the excuse they would use.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So anyway, guys, so LA Knight is now in a pretty high profile feud against AJ Styles right now, and boy, do these two hate each other. Holy fuck. It has been a wild ride this entire time, and this feud stems all the way back to fucking Royal Rumble when they were in the Fatal 4-Way match against Roman Reigns and Randy Orton for Reigns'
Or
title.
that.
Was it before
Before
that
that.
too? Did they do something in
Yeah.
December?
Well,
Yeah, they were fighting with each other over the fact that they were in the match.
Oh yeah, that's right. So like, since before the fucking Royal Rumble, these two have been like at each other's throats this entire time.
And AJ Styles has been a bitter fuck that says, "Oh, you walked over my corpse to get there."
And he always
Or went
just
around the world to hit LA Knight with a chair. That is petty.
yeah, like bro, it's just fucking LA Knight went and whined about LA Knight being getting title shots when he never got a big feud with Roman Reigns. He walked right over my dead body, man. It's fucking AJ Styles crying. But you know, this has been a pretty entertaining build-up. AJ Styles is playing that normal cowardly heel that only attacks when the other guy's not looking. But then the minute that the babyface comes back, he all of a sudden plays the victim and is woe is me.
That was
So,
fucking hilarious.
what was that, Gavin?
Bro got LA Knight arrested.
Yeah, bro really did get LA Knight arrested. Now, speaking of that, that was a crazy segment a couple weeks ago. Fucking LA Knight showing up to AJ Styles' house, just beating him up in his front yard. And just the police had to get involved and shit. LA Knight taken away in handcuffs. It was fucking awesome. Shout out to whatever local police department decided to be a part of the act. You know. But you know, it's been an entertaining feud, and it's just been it hasn't been much of a war of words. It's more just been a physical war. They're just kind of going at each other and beating each other up whenever they fucking can. And that's like one of the most entertaining feuds in my humble opinion. And it's giving me Triple H and Randy Orton vibes from like 2009. You know, when Randy Orton just fucking destroyed his entire family. And fucking punt kicked his wife and kissed her right in front of Triple H while Triple H is handcuffed to the ropes. 2009 Randy Orton was on some fuck shit, dude. He was on some fuck shit, man. He RKO'd his boss and then punt kicked him. Like, come on, man. But it's giving me that kind of a vibe, that kind of like a really personal feud that's like going into WrestleMania. Just the only difference is there's no title on the line. Which, in my humble opinion, if there was anybody but Roman Reigns as champion, LA Knight might have had a championship going into this, but I doubt it. Cody Rhodes stock a little too high. But we'll get back to that later. So anyway, there's been a blood feud. It's been a crazy build up. Now, the main thing that LA Knight's been doing is he's just been hunting down AJ Styles with the steel chair because AJ Styles went into the Elimination Chamber and absolutely wailed on LA Knight when he wasn't even in the match and wailed on LA Knight with a steel chair. And you know, that's definitely escalated this feud to a whole different level, canonically.
Like the most bitter fuck I've ever seen a superstar.
Yeah, like Jesus. AJ Styles is such a better heel than he is a babyface. I don't know. That's just my humble opinion.
It was just a buck angry Billy Ray Cyrus.
Exactly, that's all it is. I never really thought of it that way, but yeah, you're right. And but yeah, so it's been a crazy fucking build up, but on God, guys, AJ Styles had his time. 2016 and 17, even 2018 were his years. It's time for LA Knight to get a big win on a big stage. So give me the megastar LA Knight, to win this fucking match. What you think, Gavin?
LA Knight. Yeah.
Anthony, what you got?
Sorry, but LA Knight's gonna take this easy.
LA Knight's taking. This is a easy dubs for LA Knight, bro. There's no way. AJ Styles, you had your time. Thank you for giving him a good feud, but you're not winning this one.
AJ Styles might have built the house, but LA Knight runs the house.
Exactly. So that's what it's gonna be. Now, another thing that I'm surprised that LA Knight's in this AJ Styles feud. I mean, it makes sense now. It's been exciting, but I originally thought that he would face off against the United States champion Logan Paul at some point, seeming as they planted seeds for that feud all the way back last July, right, leading into Money in the Bank, and like it was almost like dead set that as soon as Logan won that title at what was it? When did he win it? Did he win it at Crown Jewel? Yeah, he won at Crown Jewel, right?
Yeah, Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was Crown Jewel or Survivor Series. It was Crown Jewel. Ever since he won at Crown Jewel, everybody was like, okay, yeah, LA Knight's gonna have to win something because I mean, LA Knight obviously was in the main event, faced Roman Reigns for the undisputed title, came up short because Bloodline. So but fuck it, what else is new? So he came up short, but we were like, okay, LA Knight has to win something. I bet your ass, if that was anybody else champion, at that current moment, LA Knight would have fucking won. Like if
He was white hot going in.
like there was no if this was anybody else's title reign, like say Cody Rhodes did go and beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39, right? And then he would hold the title all the way to Crown Jewel. He would have lost it at Crown Jewel to LA Knight. There's like no way he wouldn't have. LA Knight was white hot, but unfortunately, victim of a bad circumstance, Mr. LA Knight. But he's continued to stay relevant. He's continued to stay popular. He's a very big merch driver for the WWE, and definitely they made a right choice in pulling the trigger on him and making him a main eventer. And we all thought that he'd get his flowers for it by winning the United States Championship, but nah, they had other ideas. So instead, they put LA Knight with AJ Styles and put Logan Paul in a feud with Kevin Owens and added Randy Orton later on. So, this makes sense. I mean, Kevin Owens, he's a mainstay. He's a safe worker. He's great. So it's natural that they put him he's a very popular guy. So it's natural that they put him into the United States title picture with Logan Paul. He's working with a big guy, working with a big star, and it's a good time for not only Logan Paul's stock to rise, but for people to have eyes on Kevin Owens. And that feud was building for a little bit. Fucking Logan Paul was taking jabs at Kevin Owens the whole time, and then they had Randy Orton later on in the Elimination Chamber. Logan Paul would get eliminated and totally fake injuring his neck or his back or something. And then as soon as it looked like Randy Orton was about to win the Elimination Chamber, in comes Logan Paul with the brass knucks, gives him that one lucky punch, and down went Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre gets the win, as we all fucking predicted. Anyway, but it was pretty obvious who was going to win that Elimination Chamber. So, Randy Orton would eventually now align himself with Logan Paul in that feud. And, he even RKO'd Logan Paul on top of the Prime bottle that was in the middle of the WWE ring. And then...
KSI.
Oh,
KSI.
oh yeah. He RKO'd KSI there and then poured out the Prime drink all over KSI's gonads. It was hilarious.
He said it was very good though.
He did say it was the strawberry banana one, if I remember correctly.
I have not tried that one yet.
Me neither. I'm yet to find it. That shit gets sold out wherever I fucking go. And if I don't get my sponsorship, Logan Paul, I won't be able to sell the product and tell everybody how fucking good it is. Jesus. I am pushing for. Come on. I stand on business, Logan Paul. I am going to market your product perfectly, just like I'll do for Pepsi.
Send us a crate.
Please. I need money. I'm broke. But so Logan Paul would eventually face Kevin Owens for the United States Championship, and Logan Paul would retain, right? Didn't that happen at some point?
Yeah, at the Royal Rumble, Logan Paul won by disqualification because KO took Logan Paul's brass knuckles, punched Logan Paul, didn't hide them, the ref saw them during the pin.
And therefore, Logan Paul retains the title against Kevin Owens. I thought it was Royal Rumble. I don't know. My mind was slipping there. But now Randy Orton gets involved, and then Nick Aldis comes out and says, "All right, Logan Paul, now you have to defend your title against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in a triple threat match for the United States Championship." Now, Randy Orton and Kevin Owens have just been boys this entire time, which is
they're homies.
What was that?
They're homies.
No, they've just been boys this entire time, despite them being each other's opponents at WrestleMania. But fuck it, I guess it's a Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje relationship. They're buds until they have to fight. And so it's been a crazy build-up. It's been entertaining to say the least, and I love seeing Logan Paul every week on WWE television. He gets a lot of eyes to the product. He gets more people to care. He's a big name. He draws in the money. He's obviously a very good heel. Because, he just plays himself, honestly. And people will just hate him. So, that's how it is. It's who Logan Paul is. So, he's definitely been great as a character. And every single time that he goes in that ring, man, it's been a banger. It doesn't matter what match he's been in. All the way back in WrestleMania 38 when he made his debut with The Miz, bro, it's just been a fucking crazy wild ride for Logan Paul. He impresses me every single time he wrestles. This guy was
I haven't seen a single match of his that was bad.
there's nothing that was bad. His feud with the Miz after when he faced Miz at SummerSlam, that was a great match. When he faced Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel 2022, that was a great match. When who else did he go up against after that? The Royal Rumble spot with
The
Ricochet,
Rumble match.
and then Money in the Bank match, and then his match against Ricochet at SummerSlam.
Seth Rollins.
Oh yeah, the Seth Rollins match last year at WrestleMania. That's right. Yeah, that was a good one too. Like every single fucking thing that this dude touches turns to fucking gold, and it makes me sick. But I'm also insanely impressed by it. And like, dude's literally Rumpelstiltskin. I swear to God.
I feel like I'm a Maverick.
I'm a gigantic maverick. I've been a maverick since I was 13. So you know,
It's on his door.
2 stickers of his are on my door. 2. Get it right.
It's true. It's true. I've seen them.
Yeah, I got 2 stickers, 2 maverick stickers on my door. Get it right.
I didn't say you had one.
That's true. That's true. So anyway, he's been impressing me this whole time, and I'm also a big fan of his in general. Yes, do I know he's an asshole? Of course I do. He is an asshole, but I fucking love him because he entertains me. I can separate the art from the artist, all right, guys. Anyway, but I don't see a world where Logan Paul loses his championship here. So I'm gonna say I think Logan Paul's gonna retain via some heel shit. If not him, then Randy Orton. But I'm gonna say Logan Paul wins this. What you think, Gavin?
So I specifically how the match is going to go. I think Logan's going to get taken out of the match fairly early on, and then it's just going to be like a friendly but still very highly competitive match between KO and Randy Orton. And then right at the end, right as either one goes to pin the other, Logan Paul's back with the brass knuckles, knocks him out, gets the pin, he retains. I don't see a world where Logan Paul doesn't retain and hold his title until at least Cleveland SummerSlam. I think at SummerSlam, he's going to lose the title there to another Clevelander in either The Miz in a rematch there or Gargano.
I don't. That we got a lot of time before then, but definitely, I think Logan Paul is gonna have to walk into SummerSlam with some kind of title around him or some sort of title implications. Whether it's his United States Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship, I don't know if they're gonna pull the trigger on making him a world champion. I'm not sure about that, but definitely he's gonna have to walk in there in some sort of high-profile match, seeming as it is in Cleveland, and he had to announce it on his podcast that he was gonna be there. So like at this point, man, he's gotta have to be in some kind of high profile matchup going into SummerSlam this year. So I agree with that.
Retaining that title on his big old prime bottle.
That would be hilarious. Anthony, what you think?
With you guys there, I don't see Logan losing. If he was to lose, though, I would think it'd be to Orton. I actually didn't know SummerSlam was in Cleveland until about 2 minutes ago.
30 seconds ago.
But if there was a case where he does lose, I see him getting a rematch back for it then, but I don't see him losing.
Yeah, I think we all once again we all unanimously agree that so we all took LA Knight, and now we're all taking Logan Paul for this one. Hey, maybe we'll finally get that Logan Paul and LA Knight match. I want to see that match, man. Come on, Triple H, do some cooking. I stand on business, Paul Levesque. Okay, but anyway. So next
Calm
up.
down, Jamal.
Oh,
Don't pull up the knife.
I've had enough. Okay, I'm just kidding. But next up, so another match that I think is going to be really fun. I think this match is going to be fun, and obviously I've never seen Logan Paul in a bad match, so I think it's going to be fun. But another match I think is going to be extremely fun is one that they just kind of randomly fucking put together out of fucking nowhere. A lot like last year, when they had that tag team showcase tournament thing at WrestleMania, and it ended up being one of the best matches of the fucking night when nobody cared about it at all. And now they're going to do it again. But this time, they're going to add ladders. And then they're going to suspend the tag team titles over the fucking ring. And then they're going to have 6 tag teams all going for the same straps. Holy fuck. Now, I'm going to need some help as I name all the as I name all the teams on here. So if I fall flat, please pick up the slack. And so here we go. So we got Judgment Day. They're the undisputed tag team title holders right now, and they will be defending the championships against DIY, Miz and R-Truth. Let's see, New Catch Republic, A-Town Down Under. Let's see. I need two more. Who else is in there? Fuck. Shit. I'm gonna need a lifeline. What am I forgetting?
You said
DIY?
I already said DIY.
Yeah, you missed that one, Gavin. He
Oh,
did say
I didn't hear you say that one then.
Yeah.
New Day.
New Day. How did I fucking forget the New Day? God damn. But anyway, whole bunch of people, whole bunch of motherfuckers in this match, and it's gonna be a whole lot of chaos. All these guys are young, except for R-Truth and the Miz. But all of these guys are young. They're probably gonna do some crazy spots. I'm expecting a couple of crazy ladder spots, maybe a table or two. I'm expecting this to be just a gigantic, beautiful car crash that I'm going to enjoy watching live. So I think it's gonna be absolutely, totally chaotic, and I think that this might be where they split the tag titles. Uh, you know, I think that this might be where they split the tag titles. So I think Judgment Day will take down the Raw titles, but at the same time, R-Truth's gonna get all sorts of confused, and he's gonna take down the blue SmackDown titles. So that's who I'm taking for that. What you thinking here, Gavin?
I'm surprised we were so closely together on that. See, I think R-Truth is the first one up there. He only grabs the Raw titles. Then when R-Truth gets to the bottom, like, Miz, we won! Miz, we won! Miz is gonna start telling him that he had to grab the other titles too. And then I'm not 100% sure on it, but it's between these two teams. Either A-Town Down Under grabs the blue, or New Catch Republic grabs the blue. It's going to be back to a SmackDown team with the SmackDown titles and a Raw team with the Raw title.
I think this is where they split the tag titles here. And it's going to be Miz and R-Truth getting, probably the Raw belts because they're both on Raw, right? And then A-Town Down Under will probably get the blue ones, honestly, because they're both on SmackDown, right? It could be New Catch Republic as well, but I don't see a world where they have two babyface tag team champions, I just don't think that works. So I'm going to say A-Town Down Under for that one. But I said
always
Judgment
have
Day.
New Catch Republic take it and then have them get crushed by AOP at Backlash.
That would be fucking hilarious if that happens. So
That's what I'm saying.
that would be fucking hilarious. Anyway, so I'm gonna take Miz and R-Truth, and probably A-Town Down Under for that one. Yeah. What you think, Ant?
shit. I do like R-Truth, so I'm gonna say that he'll get one. But I like Czech Republic. I like the new Czech Republic, so I'll say they'll get the other.
Catch Republic, but yes, that's that's a pretty good way to do it. I think they finally split the titles here. You think they're gonna split the titles too?
Yeah.
Fucking finally. I hate title unifications, guys. I fucking hate title unifications, alright? I fucking hate it. But makes no sense in the slightest. But fuck it, I guess. Anyway, so that's gonna be a great one. 6-pack ladder match. There's no story at all. But we gave the predictions as to how this is gonna go down.
I liked your description. It's
Story.
a whole car crash.
There's a bit of a story.
I mean, with Miz and R-Truth and the Judgment Day, that's about it. Everybody else, not really.
And New Day.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
pretty much a Raw storyline plus a couple SmackDown teams.
that's true. Yeah, but just not like a big story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so this ladder match is gonna be chaotic, and I think it's gonna be super fun to watch. I can't wait to see it. I think this one actually might open one of the nights, probably night 2. I'd say this one opens for. But
I can see that.
and I think the United States Championship match might open night 1, but I'm not too sure about that one though. It could be LA night.
I think Becky Rhea opens up the whole thing because Becky did say that she wanted to open up a WrestleMania.
I mean, she main evented a WrestleMania already. Why she hasn't opened one up yet? So
That's the only thing she's done.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. But I just like you're gonna put Rhea that far down on the card though. That's the thing. You know.
I mean, it's really not a bad thing to be that far down the card when you're opening the entire thing.
Mm. I guess if you want to be on the undercard, that's where you want to be. First one to start it
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
Yeah, I guess so. Now anyway, now Judgment Day, fucking Miz and R-Truth, all this fun stuff. There, Miz also had a pretty high-profile feud with our Intercontinental Champion before, getting it realigned with R-Truth and reforming Awesome Truth. So now we're gonna go into our Intercontinental Champion Gunta's match that he has against Sami Zayn, in which Sami Zayn has earned his right to face Gunta by winning a gauntlet match against what was it? JD McDonough, it was Ricochet, it was Gable and Sammy in the gauntlet match. Sami Zayn would
You missed two people.
what was that?
You didn't say Nakamura.
Oh, Nakamura was in there?
So was Bronson.
Bronson was in there? Oh shit. Oh shit. I forgot about
You
that.
named four people in the six-man gauntlet.
You know, it just goes to show how much I cared for those guys. Anyway, and their likelihood of winning that entire thing. But anyway, Sammy would win that gauntlet match, and the final two, Sami Zayn and another familiar foe of Gunta's from like the early fall, Chad Gable. You know, Chad Gable, I mean, he had a great story to beat Gunta. He really, really did. It was there the whole time. He had all of us believing that that would be his moment, that he would win that Intercontinental Championship and he could finally break free from being in the gimmick Alpha Academy and kind of stuck there, you know? But he ended up going really inside, really developing his character into being a very easy to get behind babyface, very charismatic, sympathetic. And he did beat Gunta technically by a count out, but he did not
The
pin him.
last, the last time we saw that them two face each other, we were there in person, and Gable won via disqualification
Yeah,
by a low blow.
that's true. And disqualification by a low blow was a fucking dark match on SmackDown.
Yep.
So
Tribute to the troops.
it was the yep. So that was a good time. So it was the last time that they fought off. But Sami Zayn would beat Chad Gable. Now Sami Zayn has been on a mission this entire time since losing the Royal Rumble to try to get himself into WrestleMania, and he really has been priding himself on being a contender. Like he wants to win a championship. Like he is a championship contender, and he's been making that case for himself this entire time. And he's like always gave this sense of disparity where he was like, and my window's closing. I need to get there somehow, some way. Da 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 da. And I originally thought that they would insert him into the world title match by making it a triple threat, but unfortunately they went with him winning the gauntlet match and facing Gunther at Mania, but beating Chad Gable in the process. Now, do I think this was a good call? Not really. I think this was a good opportunity for Gable to get back at Gunther and finally beat him because, I mean, I think he honestly deserves an Intercontinental Championship at this point. He's been doing such good work lately. And Gable, despite Sammy being the one to challenge Gunta, Gable still has the best case to beat Gunta. So I don't understand why they gave this to Sammy and not Gable. But there is a potential. We still have a week where Gable could insert himself into it and making it a triple threat match, and therefore winning it then and there. But also, he's kind of been this weird ally slash rival of Sami Zayn's, where he's saying that Sammy can't beat Gunta. But at the same time, he's trying to tell him to stay mentally strong because Gunta fucks with your head. I'm like, whose side are you on, man? I'm like, do you like him or do you hate him? Like, please answer my question.
Sounds like he's on Team Takedown Gunther.
Probably, yeah. Just enemy. I just need to get rid of this guy. Might not be me, but I gotta tell Sammy that he needs to do this to beat Gunta. But at the same time, like Gable, it just has the most story. He has the biggest motivation to beat Gunta, and I don't understand why they gave this to Sami Zayn. And I don't see Sami Zayn winning. If this ends up being a normal singles match between Gunta and Sami Zayn, I believe that Gunta will retain his title. But if they make it a triple threat match, then give me Gable all day. But we don't know that yet. It's not confirmed yet. I don't even know if it's going to happen. But somehow, if it stays as it is right now, Gunta and Sammy, I got to say Gunta's going to retain. There's no way that Sammy's going to beat him. I just don't see it. What you think, Gavin?
If Gable were to somehow get into the match, Gable would win. However, if you're keeping it just Gunta and Sammy, Gunta retains. He keeps it until at least Bastion Berlin.
And then when he does Bash in Berlin, he'll probably retain there too, or lose to Ilya Dragunov. But
That's the story for another time. But I think that's where it would head if Gunta retains.
yeah. So anyway, Gunta continues to be a record-breaking Intercontinental Champion and the longest reigning. What you think, Ant? Though.
Yeah, I don't see Zayn being Gunther at all.
Now what?
There's more steam behind Gunther. There's not enough for Zayn to stop him. But if Gable does get involved, I do think that he will get the belt.
Yep. So it looks like we're all kind of here. There's no way Sami Zayn's beating Gunta. I'm sorry. I'm a Sami fan too. Don't get me wrong. I love Sami Zayn, but like, he's not beating Gunta. Gunta's been too good lately.
On everything. And holy shit, I have to get a charger.
Alrighty. So as we have our commercial break. So what you been liking about kind of semi getting into WWE more lately?
Well, I'm an old head, so I enjoy that The Rock's there. Do I appreciate what he's doing? No, can't say I enjoy he's there.
You don't like heel Rock, man?
No, heel Rock's great.
Heel Rock's great.
Especially what he did on Raw. That fucking shit was awesome. It's just
it looked like the Attitude Era fucking dude. Blood swears.
It's just the character of him. Because he's not that guy who sits around and takes orders. That's just not him. You know, he does his own thing. He is the most electrifying man in all of sports entertainment.
Did you get the charger in, Gavin?
Yeah.
I just was interviewing Anthony since he's been getting back into wrestling a little bit more lately. How he thinks about it. He appreciates.
Oh, I heard it.
Oh yeah, you heard. Oh yeah, you had your headphones on. Yeah, you're good. You know what's up. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. So yeah, Gunta retains if it stays as Sammy versus Gunta, but if it becomes a triple threat at some point where Gable gets involved, Gable's gonna win. There's no way you're gonna make Gable lose again. You know, it just won't happen. And he's like, obviously, I think everybody in the WWE universe collective says that Gable should be the one to dethrone Gunta. Either that or Ilya Dragunov. But
if not Braun Breaker, he was the last person to pin Gunta.
That's true. That is true. That's some NXT stuff, though. So, as far as main roster is concerned, though, Gable has the best motive to beat Gunta. But, moving on from that, we'll see what happens with that match, but that's what we're going to say. Gunta retains for now. But, now we're going to move on to one of the women's title matches on this WrestleMania card, let me tell you something, guys. The women's roster right now is fucking crazy. Like, bro, you have so many cool things going on in the women's roster right now. I mean, you got Candice LeRae going full bully mode. Indy Hartwell, like, what the fuck is this girl doing? And Maxine Dupree becoming, like, this ultimate, like, sympathetic baby face. You've got Rhea being Rhea. You got, Becky Lynch semi-making a case for herself. What was that?
I said Nia being Nia.
Nia being Nia Jax, being an excellent... I mean, I moaned and groaned when she came back, but to be honest, ever since she's come back, it's been really, really fun. Because
she's been great.
Like, if you think of heel women, bro, like the only person that was really carrying the torch for heel women at that time before Nia Jax was Rhea Ripley. And I mean, I guess you can kind of say Chelsea Green, but Chelsea's kind of just a comedy act at this point. Just plays that snively heel that wants to speak to the manager all the time. But, the women's roster's been going crazy right now. Obviously, all of Damage Control, that entire storyline is fucking godly. I'm gonna get more into that when we get to that match, though. But Rhea being this absolute dominant champion, and also being extremely, extremely popular with the fans, despite her being a bad guy. Some for other reasons. Some like her for other reasons. But
Stink face?
what was that?
Stink face?
Stink face. I was done to Nia Jax at the fucking house show, bro. Nah. But Rhea Ripley's been an awesome champion lately. I have loved what she's done. Like, I like how dominant she is, but like I said, there's a common gripe that I have with Rhea Ripley is that she doesn't have very good feuds. Like, she just kind of has a feud with somebody and then squashes them. Has a feud and squashes. Do I have a problem with Rhea Ripley herself? No. She delivers every single time and is the best person to have the championship, but she's been squashing gals left and right, and that gets a little boring after a bit. So then when you add in a big player like Becky Lynch, who won the Elimination Chamber this year, to punch her ticket to get to Rhea Ripley, then now I'm going to get intrigued. I mean, you look at what happened with Charlotte Flair last year. Look at Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair last year. That is a crazy match. That is one of the best matches you'll ever watch. Hands down, regardless of gender, regardless of anything. That is one of the best matches that you will ever, ever fucking see. And the storyline was great. You got to watch that build up. That was amazing. And then, now this one, I was expecting something even cooler than what we got with Charlotte Flair, but I'm going to be honest, man. I don't think they've been booking Becky right to make herself look like the person that can beat Rhea. She seems weak. She seems like she constantly has. What was that?
Like an underdog.
Yeah, and Becky isn't an underdog, man. She's far that you can't sell me that you can't sell to me that Becky is an underdog. Like, this is the first woman that one of the first women that main evented WrestleMania, one of the most popular female wrestlers today, and you're trying to tell me she's beaten everybody left and right, even in NXT. She's helped put over big new talent. Tiffany Stratton, for one, Becky did wonders for her, and Xia Li, even when she had that little short stint on the main roster, and all the people that she had these feuds with. I think Chelsea Green's not Chelsea Green. Tiffany Stratton's the best product that Becky helped create. Look at how popular she has been since just coming onto the main roster, you know. And all that happened was because of Becky Lynch.
Yep, that is why. That is the only reason
That she did
why
with Zoe Stark was huge.
Mm-hmm. What was that?
Shit that she did with Zoe Stark was huge.
Yeah, that too. That did wonders for her as well. Like, Becky is not only great at putting over new talent and introducing people to the next generation, she's also a great competitor herself. But I just have not seen that lately. She seems weak. That she seems like she doesn't believe in herself. She seems like honestly, if I'm picturing Becky Lynch going against Rhea Ripley, I want her to be like, no pun intended. I want her to be like, "Oh, I'm the man. I can fucking beat you up. I'm gonna end you. You think you're dominant now? You've been squashing motherfuckers left and right. You haven't faced a real contender yet. You got me to go through." Type deal. I would love to see that. That's a determined babyface that I can get behind. Not this weak, somber-looking, expression, emotionless Becky Lynch that seems like she doesn't believe in herself. I'm like, Becky, you're Becky Lynch. Like, do you not realize who you are? You are Becky Lynch. You are not an underdog to Rhea. You are not an underdog to Nia Jax. You are a contender. You are a main eventer. You are a mainstay in the WWE roster for the better part of a decade. And why are you acting this way? So they haven't really been booking Becky as the one to beat Rhea. But if you ask me this question, who would dethrone Rhea Ripley 6 months ago, I would have said Becky Lynch. But now that I'm finally getting that feud, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be Becky Lynch. I'm gonna be completely and totally honest. I mean, Rhea has made it personal, probably lit a little fire under Becky's ass, but with mentioning her daughter and all that. But at the same time, that's like her reaction was kind of like she was on the verge of tears. I'm like, nah, you shouldn't be on the verge of tears. You should want to just take this woman down and just fucking beat her to hell and back. You know what I mean? She seems so weak, like she can't beat Rhea Ripley. So with and she's constantly trying to prove herself. It seems when you don't need to prove yourself any more so than you already have, and that's just the big problem that I've had. I don't like the way they've been booking Becky as the babyface. So to be honest, man, Rhea retains. I'm gonna say it now, which is crazy. I would have told you if I would have even 3 months ago. I would have said Becky's beating Rhea. Nah, completely changed. I think Rhea retains. You know, I just don't see it. She's too popular. Rhea's made more of a case for her to keep the title. So I gotta say that. Gavin, what you think?
I mean, yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. You asked me Survivor Series, you asked me December, you asked me even the Royal Rumble. I'd say Becky's gonna win. Since the Elimination Chamber, it's just been lackluster. I I'm 100%. I think Rhea's gonna retain, and if we're looking for feuds that could possibly take it, I mean, you're probably gonna have another draft coming up in May again, and then you can get like Rhea on the same page as Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, all of them, and that could just be a huge, heavy hitting rotation of title right there. You have and a lot of potential feuds with the title that come right out of that.
All right, man. It's just how it's just crazy that I'm even saying that. But Anthony, what you thinking?
So I haven't watched the build up as much, but I want to also go into implications here with this. So I do think that Rhea retains, but with what we saw tonight, I honestly see something might sparking the fracture of Judgment Day happening here.
Oh, the fact that Dom didn't communicate that he was gonna go out there with Legado del Fantasma.
And the thing is, you got all of Judgment Day on WrestleMania this WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure what could trigger it. Could be interference, could be non-interference that costs one of them a match, or help that was unwanted. But I think I see Judgment Day fracturing here.
Mm.
Everybody but McDonough.
Everybody but McDonough's on the card. Yeah, that's right. McDonough didn't make it, but he's also JD McDonough. Big head on a small body. Dude's looking like a Funko Pop. Dude's looking like a Funko Pop. Cody Rhodes, 2023. Anyway, so another, yeah. So I think we're all on the page here that Rhea's gonna retain, but there could be some fractures within the Judgment Day. I didn't think about that. That was a good point, Anthony. I actually didn't think about that at all. Holy fuck. Now, like I said, the women's roster has been on absolute fire lately. And now this storyline with Bailey and Damage Control has been going absolutely wild, and it has been one my favorite feud to watch play out. I mean, aside from the bloodline bullshit that's going on. We'll get into that later. But besides the bloodline shit going on in the main event scene, for this one right here, Io Sky and Bailey has been like a very obviously it's a renewed feud. I mean, best friends turn enemies. It's a tale as old as fucking time, man. You know, but it's good every single time. It doesn't matter what the plot is. You know, if you execute it well enough, you can get people to love that kind of a plot, and that is exactly what Io Sky and Damage Control has been doing with Bailey lately. Obviously, you guys know Bailey by now. She's the creator of Damage Control, obviously one of the four horsewomen that really started the women's revolution and, you know, making women's wrestling legit competition and not just men to look at and objectify, you know?
That's a nice outfit they're wearing.
Yeah, you know, it's not the Divas era. The gals that helped get us out of the Divas era, one of them's Bailey, you know? And, um, and this one is extremely extremely well told. I mean, Bailey's with Damage Control. She's been with Damage Control for the better part of like what fucking 2.5 years now, something like that. It's been a while. She's been with Damage Control for a bit, and now just to find out that when EO meets up with the Kabuki Warriors and then Dakota Kai's manipulating some shit behind the scenes, they all decide that they want to cut Becky out because they feel like she's being selfish and trying to use them for her own personal gain or just because they think she's the weakest link. And then they turn on her like that, and it makes for a very sympathetic story and a very good babyface turn for Bailey, which is crazy to say the least. Bailey hasn't been a babyface in fucking years. So I mean, but I gotta say they're doing great. I mean, when Bailey made her decision to face Io Sky at WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble, I mean, it looked like she was gonna face Rhea at first, obviously, but then we knew that there was fractures in Damage Control going into the Royal Rumble, And I remember in our Royal Rumble prediction video, I mentioned that, you mentioned that, and yeah, sure enough, it fucking materialized, and we got it, and so there's been those little fractures in the damage control. So eventually Bailey's like, "Oh yeah, so you guys are laughing behind my back. You guys are insulting me. Well, guess what? I'll see you at WrestleMania, yo." And like obviously there was a lead pipe involved, a mugging, and a bunch of other shit. But but it's just been one of those great feuds. They're really making Bailey out to be this really sympathetic babyface, a girl that you can get behind. Oh man, her friends turned on her after she created something that helped them. And now they attack her every single week and leave her for dead in the ring, basically, every single time. I mean, obviously, this past Friday she mugged the shit out of mugged the shit out of Io Sky after Io Sky was done doing her little vignette. But it's just been an absolute like Bailey turned on the damage control because they've been switching up because damage control thought she was a joke, and then Dakota Kai faked being Bailey's friend at first, and then revealed herself as the mastermind that helped all of it happen, and which is great heel work from Dakota Kai. But it's been a crazy build up, and it's been super entertaining. Every single time I see one of these girls on the screen, I am intrigued and I'm watching because it's been that good of a fucking feud. And honestly, with the way it's been going, you know, it's been, the best feud ever lately. I mean, outside the Bloodline stuff, I feel like it just hasn't been highlighted that much. I mean, Bailey hasn't really been on any of the WrestleMania promos. I mean, yeah, sure, they'll show that she's facing Io Sky for the title, but like at the same time, like she won the fucking Royal Rumble. Like you're treating Cody, like obviously you're supposed to treat your Royal Rumble winners as if like they're the shit because they are the shit. They won the fucking Royal Rumble. You see what happened to Cody Rhodes? That's how you're supposed to book the Royal Rumble winner. You don't book the Royal Rumble winner like you've been booking Bailey lately. It just makes no sense that they're not really promoting it as much, in my humble opinion. But it's just how it rolls, man. But even though they haven't really been giving it too much of a spotlight, and I feel though it's been overshadowed, they've been doing better for it. They've been doing better things as we get closer to WrestleMania to help promote this feud because it's been going on since fucking January, and just now you're starting to make it look fun. It's just weird, you know. And then like even at the press conference, bro, even at the WrestleMania kickoff press conference, Bailey was nowhere to be seen. Said you had Bianca go up on there and talk about her reality TV show. I'm like, what? Bianca ain't even on WrestleMania. I mean, obviously she is now. She has a course to get there now. I mean, she does now, but back then we're like, what the fuck is she gonna do? And then so you're gonna have her come out, but not Bailey. It's just weird. But honestly, despite all of that, I think they've made enough of a case, and the fans already love Bailey to death. So I'm pretty sure that this is the time that Io loses her title and Bailey gets her revenge and takes the title away from Io Sky. What you thinking, Gavin?
The hugger wins.
The hugger wins. Imagine she comes out with her old theme song, bro. That'd be crazy. With the wacky inflatable flailing arm tubing. That'd be hilarious if that happens. But I doubt it though. She's been too good with this role model gimmick that she's been given. Anthony, what you thinking?
I got Bailey for it.
Yeah, Bailey. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all have the same collective mindset about this feud. So, and I think us and many others alike. So, we're gonna say Bailey and New beats Io Sky. But I gotta say though, Io's title reign has been pretty fun though. Yeah, I will say Io's been doing good work, and but it's time for Bailey to, she already won the Royal Rumble. Time for her to get a women's championship again. She hasn't had one of those in a very long time. So now's the time. Give her flowers. Give her the belt. Uh, anyway, so that's that. And now we got another world title match that's going to be going on. One of the bigger matches on this card. We're starting to get into the big ones now. If you guys have been following to this much, you know there's 3 remaining. And now we're going to go into the first of the 3 right here. So we have your world heavyweight champion, who's been world heavyweight champion for fucking way too damn long, Seth freaking Rollins, versus Drew McIntyre. Now, guys, yes, you're probably like, Steven, what the fuck? Haven't they already done this match before? Yes, they have. But and didn't Seth win? Yes, he did twice. But
Many times.
yes, he did twice. But here's the thing: Drew McIntyre wasn't quite into this big heel role that he's in now. Now Drew McIntyre's heel turn has been like slow and steady, kind of, and it's just been kind of slow and steady. Trying to get his footing and all of that down. But now, freaking, they're all in. Drew McIntyre's all in. He's kind of playing this really like egoist heel, wanting his moment, to win a world title in front of actual fans. I can't do a Scottish accent for shit this late, but you know, it's just he wants that world title. That's been his obsession. He's had this obsession with the bloodline. He's had this problem with Jey Uso ever since Jey Uso turned babyface and went to Raw. He's had a problem with Cody Rhodes for accepting him. He actually beat Cody Rhodes on an episode of Raw, being the second man to pin Cody Rhodes since he came back. So, I mean, that's kind of impressive to say the least. So that's how you know that this guy's really somebody that the WWE is not only betting on, but this heel that they're really putting trust into. So we haven't had like a what was
I
that?
just noticed something.
What was that?
Both people that pinned Cody since he came back is because of the CO and stuff.
Yep,
Because of what?
it's the Samoan Spike from Solo
Yeah,
Sikoa. Because Solo got involved with the match against Drew McIntyre and thumbed him, and then Cody walked into a Claymore and then went down for the pin, just like at WrestleMania. Cody got spiked, and Roman hit the spear and retained against Cody. And so this one, Drew McIntyre has completely and totally come into his heel character. He's being this egoist, also cowardly, but also really like troll-like kind of heel, And he's also been oddly relatable for like no reason. I'm like, how am I relating to a bad guy right now? It's like he's saying he's the savior of WrestleMania. He looked at Cody Rhodes. He goes, Cody, you have to finish your story. And then he looked at Seth like, nah, Seth, you don't want to face him. You want to face me. You can't keep obsessing on the bloodline like this. You have to focus on me, type deal. And then, Seth Rollins getting under his skin because, of course, Seth Rollins is great at this. Seth Rollins is great at getting under your skin. Whether he's a babyface, whether he's a heel, he always gets you. Somehow, some way.
I think it's the outfit.
It's definitely the outfits. Anyway, but it's just been, and of course CM Punk also being an auxiliary piece to this feud, because I think the original plan was for CM Punk to win the Royal Rumble and eventually, or Elimination Chamber for that matter, and eventually go on to face Seth Rollins for that World Heavyweight Championship. And you know, so it makes me think, and then of course him making the meme shirt with R.I.P. CM Punk's WrestleMania main event with the fucking peace sign, the dude next to the grave, and just taking a photo with it. And then of course, what's the other shirt that he just made? Another comedy shirt. What was it?
The savior of WrestleMania.
Savior of WrestleMania.
With the tattoos on the back.
Mm-hmm. And the whole DM Hunk thing, rather than CM Punk. Like, dude has just been like a dastardly heel, but also oddly funny and relatable. He's just an internet troll. Like, you don't like him, but he's entertaining you, type
You
deal.
don't like him, but you love him.
Exactly. And it's just like, so Drew has just got this heel character down, like, perfectly now. And he's looking like a legitimate contender. I mean, he beat Cody Rhodes, man. There's only been 2 people that beat Cody Rhodes. Well, 3. But only 2 people that have pinned Cody Rhodes, bro. Drew McIntyre's one of them. And so it goes to show that they're really betting on Drew McIntyre to be like this ultimate like character that people are going to A, hate, or B, get behind, or C, both somehow, some way. Like you'll love to hate him type deal. Like us with Conor McGregor. But Roadhouse. Anyway, so Seth's getting under Drew McIntyre's skin a little bit. CM Punk's on commentary for this match, which makes me automatically think he's going to get involved. I originally thought he was going to be the referee for this match. I mean, if you really think about it, he hates them both. So like he's the most impartial referee ever. So he's like not favoring either one of these guys to win. But I think Do you think CM Punk's gonna get involved with this match somehow, some way while he's on commentary? I'm thinking he might.
I think it will.
If they get too close to him, yes, but I don't think he'll go out of his way.
Yeah, true. True.
All I'm fucking saying is he better have a diet soda.
Mm-hmm. He kind of has to. Because if y'all remember, when CM Punk went out on injury, circa like 2010-ish, I know WWE was pretty shit in 2010. Don't get me wrong.
Raw vs. SmackDown, though.
SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. That was a good game. That was a really good game.
Games.
That was a really good game. But WWE, as far as storylines were concerned, it's just ultra PG to this point. It's just ultra cheesy. John Cena won everything. There was a laptop that ran Monday Night Raw. It was just a weird time period. But CM Punk,
WWE.
yeah, but while CM Punk was on injury leave, they let him on commentary, right? And every single time John Cena would put a member of the Nexus through an announce table, he would be like, what the hell, John? My diet soda." Just like his diet soda was like the one thing that he cared about. This is what started the CM Punk and John Cena feud. Is because John Cena spilt CM Punk's diet soda as he put Wade Barrett through an announce table. Like,
the one time he saved the diet soda and handed it to Punk threw it away.
he really did. It was just funny. I mean, CM Punk on commentary in 2010, that was fucking hilarious. I gotta say that much, though. I was watching at that point in time. I was very little, but I was watching. And, it was just a weird time in WWE. Looking back on it now, like, I loved it then, obviously, but I still love it now. I shouldn't say I loved it then. I don't love it now. I love it now, and I loved it then. But it's just like I was a kid, so I didn't really see the flaws within it, and you learn to appreciate more, I guess, edgy storylines as you get older. And looking back at it in hindsight, compared to what WWE is now, it was shit. Boy, it was shit. It was shit. 2011 though, that was a good year for WWE. That's when the Summer of Punk happened and all that. But enough about that. I'm straying way off the fucking point here. Back to CM Punk and Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins in this World Heavyweight Championship match. Honestly, Seth Rollins has held on to this title for the better part of a year, even though almost a year. Actually, in May it will be a year. But almost every single time it seemed like the bad guy had a better case to beat him. You know what I mean? Drew McIntyre to get his moment in front of fans, Finn Balor to redeem himself from the actions of 7 years prior. And it's just been Super Seth this entire time. Shinsuke Nakamura absolutely beating the tar out of Seth Rollins, and then Seth Rollins still somehow getting up right before the ref counts to 10. It just makes no sense in the slightest as to why he won, but he was Super Seth Rollins at this point, So, I mean, I don't have a problem with Seth Rollins per se, but his title reign has been a little, leaves a lot to be desired. But recently it's been getting good because Drew McIntyre and CM Punk are now involved, and they're making it seem like this is a bigger match than what we previously thought. I mean, obviously it's a big match. It's one of the 2 world titles on WWE. But it's been a weird it's just been a weird title reign and left a lot to be desired. But recently it's been getting better. But I think Drew McIntyre has done so well with completely changing his character around from the babyface Scottish Warrior to now this internet troll Drew McIntyre heel-esque figure. He's done such a good job at switching his entire identity and switching everything that about his character. So honestly, I think if you're gonna pull the trigger on Seth Rollins to lose the title, you're gonna do it now. I don't see it happening in any other feud after this. I think this is going to be the reward that Drew McIntyre very much deserves for all the character work that he's been doing over the past couple of months and reinventing himself over the past couple of months and how successful he's been in doing that. So I think now is the time for Seth Rollins to lose that World Heavyweight Championship, and we're going to bring in a new champion in Drew McIntyre. Gavin, what you think?
So there's no doubt in my mind that Seth is losing the title, especially since McIntyre has a newfound deal struck with the Bloodline. That is definitely going to come to fruition in ways that caused Seth to lose the title. Now, does Drew leave as the World Heavyweight Champion? Or do we get a second heist of the century?
Oh, you're suggesting Damian Priest comes down, huh?
We saw what happened last time Damien and Finn lost the tag belts.
Uh-huh. True.
If the Judgment Day is fracturing, in what world does Damien let Rhea stop him from cashing in?
True. Could get a... he is definitely a dark horse, and he hasn't used that thing yet.
Not only that, they've completely strayed away from even letting us see the briefcase. They want us to forget about it.
That's true. They really haven't been showing the briefcase on television much lately.
When was the last time you can honestly say that you remember seeing that briefcase in his hand?
Probably right before Royal Rumble.
Exactly. It's been months.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you to remember he has the briefcase because they're setting up for another heist of the century.
So, you think Damian Priest is gonna come down and spoil the show, huh?
Hell yeah, I do.
Damn, bro. I gotta say, it's always a potential. Definitely always a potential.
And
What you
right
think,
there, you already have a world title feud between Priest and McIntyre ready to go.
What you think, Ant?
So, we don't know when these fights are happening, right?
What do you mean?
Night 1, night 2?
Yeah, we don't know yet.
This one is night 2.
Oh yeah, shit.
There's
Yeah,
no
they did
way
confirm that one.
this one is night 2 because Seth's already has a match on night 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that Seth is gonna lose, but what I think is gonna be the wear and tear from the 2 nights and CM Punk interfering.
Really?
Cause he's got to go through hell, and then he's also got to fight McIntyre the very next day, while also having CM Punk commentate. I
True.
don't know if the Money in the Bank is gonna play effect because I
Always a
honestly
potential.
didn't know that it was still a card that could be played. But
Huh?
if there was a time to use it,
Right
this
now.
seems like a fucking great time to use it.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, this is very true. And so we all have different things here. I say Drew McIntyre just walks out as champion. Gavin, you're saying Damian Priest is gonna cash in probably after Drew wins.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying a successful cash in, but there will be a cash in. I think.
Oh, okay. So you don't know.
Could be a direct contrast to Seth's, where Seth succeeded, but Priest fails.
Fails. Yeah. Ah, all right. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. So you just think there's gonna be a cash in at some point, but if it is just a singles match, are you taking McIntyre for that?
Yes.
Okay. So Drew McIntyre, potential cash in, potential success on Gavin's end. What you think? St. Anthony's thinking Drew McIntyre
So
with the CM Punk interference.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if not, then my play is that Seth wins and then immediately gets cashed in.
And then immediately gets cashed in on.
Yeah.
Damn near crippled. Going through
2 nights of hell.
2 nights of hell.
And CM Punk.
Now, you guys heard us mention something.
We'll have more after that too.
Now, y'all, you missed something. So, we did mention that Seth has 2 matches. Not just defending his title, but he also has a Night 1 main event to attend to. This Night 1 main event has been probably the biggest thing that WWE has been building towards as of late, because it kind of directly feeds into the Night 2 main event. So,
like the last couple of years.
What was that?
Not even like as of late. This is like the biggest thing in the last couple of years, probably.
Yeah, honestly. I've never seen him push a fucking match this hard. I mean, when you get The Rock involved, bro, there's got to be something crazy going on, you know? So, spoiler alert. That's our Night 1 main event, but if y'all are a WWE fan, y'all know what it is. It's The Rock and Roman Reigns. It's Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins. Tag team match. If Bloodline wins, it's Bloodline rules. If Bloodline rules, that means anything goes.
It also means that we're going to get Solo singing the national anthem.
Yes.
That's going to be the best part.
That's going to be the
And
best
Paul
part.
Heyman is the ref.
And Paul Heyman as the ref. So that means it's Bloodline rules. and it means anything goes. But if Cody and Seth win, it's a 1-on-1 match, no bloodline, Roman Cody, which is the night 2 main event, Roman Cody 2. But as you can see, this night 1 main event feeds directly into night 2. Now, this happened for a couple of reasons. Few reasons. So, we're going to take you all the way back to day 1, Raw, right at the beginning of this year. The Rock had already been making subtle appearances. It had already made an appearance in September of 2023, just on a whim, to show up and, give Austin Theory a people's elbow. And then he made another one, I think, in November or December with Jinder Mahal, where he would also give him another spine buster and people's elbow.
Day 1.
Hmm?
It was at day 1.
Wait a minute. It was day 1 when the Jinder Mahal thing
Yep.
happened? Holy shit.
Yep.
Alright, so that means that New Year's Revolution SmackDown is when the cuckening of Cody Rhodes happened, right?
No, the cuckening happened after the Rumble.
After the Rumble. Yeah, shit, bro. Here I am forgetting storylines. It's late. It's almost 1 in the fucking morning, y'all. I have been up since fucking 8. But, anyway, so shows up on day 1, has his little stint with Jinder Mahal. Cody Rhodes goes on and wins the Royal Rumble, and then I think they SmackDown after Royal Rumble. Then the cuckening of Cody Rhodes happened. Rock comes out, Cody Rhodes shakes his hand, and seemingly gives up his WrestleMania spot against Roman Reigns in probably the most highly anticipated rematch in recent time. So, naturally, people got mad. People got real mad. Myself included. Gavin included. I'm not sure, Anthony, did you get mad? Probably not as much as me.
I like The Rock, so
Yeah.
I'm always interested in seeing what he's doing. And I wasn't keeping up as much as you guys were.
Yeah.
So it didn't really upset me too much. I did know that Cody versus freaking Reigns was going to be the big ticket, though.
Yeah, so, like, after Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble, he points at Roman Reigns. It's like, I want you. You, Roman Reigns. Right? So then it seemingly was official after he won the Royal Rumble. We're going to get Cody and Roman too. Right? But then, of course, the cuckening happened on that Friday night. And then fucking Cody Rhodes introduced Rock to his girlfriend and then just let them have their thing. But
you know what's crazy, though?
What?
I was sat right below where Roman Reigns was at the Rumble. So from my angle, it looked like Cody was pointing directly at me.
And you're like, well, what the fuck? So, anyway.
Because it took me a second to realize Roman was up there.
And you're like, oh, shit, yeah, Roman's up there. Oh, shit. And then, anyway. So, it looked pretty certain that it was going to be Roman and Cody, but then Seth made a pretty good reason as to why Cody should face him. Cut one of the best promos of his fucking career to get Cody to face him, just for Cody to say nah. But it is what it is. And then of course the cuckening happens, and then people got mad. People got real mad. Me and Gavin got real mad. My face went red as soon as Rock came out. You were right there when it happened. Isaac was right there when it happened, and my face went completely red when The Rock walked out in the middle of the face-off between Roman and Cody. So, naturally, a bunch of people got mad. Enter the hashtag #WeWantCody movement that did waves on Twitter and continued to trend 6 days, 7 days after it happened. Just people left and right screaming that they wanted Cody Rhodes to face Roman Reigns, not The Rock. And now this leads into the WrestleMania press conference where it does get confirmed. We get Cody Rhodes and we get Roman Reigns as our main event, right? But then the slap heard around the world happens as soon as Cody Rhodes mentions that Roman Reigns' grandfather, The Rock's father, would be ashamed of him. Now, all of a sudden, Cody gets smacked across the face by The Rock, and then all this happened. Heel turn of the century. Here comes The Rock. Heel Rock. And then, that just gave way to what this is now. And then Seth Rollins was right there as Cody was making his decision. And then Seth stood up for Cody after after Rock slapped the shit out of Cody Rhodes. And and it's been a wild build up ever since.
The greatest return of the decade, heel Rock.
Heel Rock. Haven't seen heel Rock in 20 years. Anyway, so that happens, and then I fucking love it. Roman Reigns mentions Cody Rhodes' family and insults him, but the minute that Cody Rhodes insults their family, it's like fucking hellspawn. It's fucking you're a demon, and then smacks the fuck out of Cody Rhodes for it when they were just making fun of Dusty Rhodes 2 seconds ago. Anyway, but that is just given way to heel Rock. Rock would align himself with Roman Reigns, and a rest would just a build up. Jabs back and forth coming from Cody, coming from Rock, coming from Roman. Although I think the guy that's been cucked the most this entire time is Roman Reigns. To be honest, he's getting absolutely lil broed by The Rock right now. And
it's just the people's champion and the people what they want.
The champion got sidelined.
like the champion got fucking sidelined. When does Roman Reigns get fucking sidelined in modern WWE? When The Rock shows up.
Exactly.
But it's just so weird that we're saying that like the fact that Roman Reigns is not being pushed as hard. But I mean, that could also be because there could be some plans for night 2. We'll get into that with our predictions there, but gave way to this little match here. Now, guys, I think now this one's a bit of a toss up, but I am gonna say I think it's gonna lean a little bit more towards Bloodline winning this match, making it Bloodline rules at WrestleMania Night 2, WrestleMania Sunday. So anything will go because I think I'm gonna give that to my prediction at Night 2, but I'm not sure what will happen. But I can almost guarantee you that Rock is not going to be taking orders from Roman. If there's anything, Rock's going to be giving orders to Roman, not taking them from him. So then it gets into the question, does The Rock stick with Roman, or does he turn on him during the match or after the match? Or does that not happen until Night 2? I don't know how and I don't know when, but I can almost guarantee you that The Rock is not going to want to stay a bad guy for much longer. He's The Rock. He's a very likable guy. All right, he's a very charismatic guy, and a lot of people love him. He's a future presidential candidate, probably. And
The kids don't like him anymore.
Oh. Oh well. Regardless, he's The Rock. A lot of people love him. And every single movie that The Rock plays in, he's always the hero. Every single time Rock has come back, ever since he came back to WWE in 2011.
He wasn't the hero in the Doom movie.
Well, in the what movie?
Doom.
Doom?
Yeah.
There was a Doom movie? Well, he was the bad guy in that? I know he played Black Adam and absolutely destroyed the DC universe doing that.
Makes sense. It's
God awful fucking movie. God awful fucking movie. Holy shit, do not watch it. Please, no. Anyway, but clear, though. I mean, I think The Rock turned heel, either because the WWE threw a massive bag at him just to turn heel so that they could, give the people what they wanted, which was Cody Rhodes and Roman, or Rock actually found it in his heart to say, well, looks like they don't want me to be the babyface against Roman Reigns, so let me align myself with him. He's already my cousin. There's a fucking storyline to be said there, so let me go heel on Cody, and let me just be a heel for this Mania, and then maybe he'll do a babyface turn. But I can almost guarantee you that The Rock's gonna turn babyface at some point during WrestleMania, whether it's on night 1 during the tag match, which gives way to a fair fight between Roman and Cody, or whether or not it's during the Bloodline Rules match, where Roman might end up bullying The Rock into doing something, or blaming him for something, or doing normal Roman Reigns things. I mean, he already hopped on some kind of news interview and already said why The Rock thinks he can just take everything that the tribal chief built, stuff like that. I mean, there's already some underlying resentment with Roman Reigns and The Rock. Obviously, Roman Reigns is the tribal chief. He wants to maintain his status as the tribal chief, and him getting absolutely lil broed by The Rock is definitely not helping his case here. So whether or not it's on night 2 during the Bloodline Rules match, and then rock bottom happens and the rest of the bloodline gets fought off by Seth and Jay or something like that, or it happens on night 1 during the tag match where say Cody and Seth win, and then Roman starts getting all mad at The Rock, and then The Rock gives a fucking spine buster to him or something. I don't know. But I can say as of right now, as I stand, in the night 1 main event, I think The Rock and Roman Reigns are going to make it a Bloodline Rules match. And unfortunately, Seth's going to take back-to-back L's. But what do you think, Gavin?
As soon as Bloodline Rules was a possibility, it became fairly obvious that night 1 is Avengers Infinity War with motherfucking Thanos taking it.
So that's why you got the Bloodline, you got the Roman Reigns hat on. So for night 1, our boy Gavin is also going to say that it's going to be Roman Reigns and The Rock making it Bloodline Rules. And then, Anthony, what you think?
The very second that they said that they were gonna have 2 matches, with the first match dictating how the second match was gonna go, I could not see any world where Bloodline loses.
Mm-hmm.
And on the note of The Rock turning on Roman, like you were saying, I'm gonna go ahead and say not during the first night, during the second night, and I'm gonna say it'll go along the lines of after them winning and setting the rules, Roman thinking he's big for his britches and telling The Rock what to do again.
And then The Rock's going to be like, fuck you. And then night 2, he's going to come out looking like he's going to help Roman Reigns and actually just fucking rock bottoms him. But, yeah, it looks like we're all going with the night 1 main event. It looks like Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins are going to be taking the L, and poor Seth Rollins is probably going to take 2 L's during WrestleMania. That's unfortunate. At least he won last year, right?
I mean, you gotta go through night 1, then with Bloodline Rules, you gotta go through that match to some extent, at some aspect. Then you gotta go through fucking McIntyre.
Yeah, poor guy. Anyway, so that goes into the night 2 main event where more than likely we're already predicting that it's going to be Bloodline Rules, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, all the odds stacked against Cody Rhodes. But if I'm being honest, guys, I think the reason why they make it Bloodline Rules, and not only so the Bloodline can get involved, but Cody's got his little gang too. Cody ain't alone this time. Cody went in alone last year, and he paid the ultimate price for it. He lost the main event, you know? He lost the main event of WrestleMania. He lost to Roman Reigns after making a great case for him to beat Roman Reigns, which he did. And he's making a good case for himself now. But he made a good case then. I'm pretty sure we were all dead set on thinking that Cody was going to win last year. But then, there were other plans. And that was a little shocking. So now that makes this one even more unpredictable than before, because then you're like, well, they just had Cody win the Royal Rumble again. When do you give somebody a back-to-back Royal Rumble victory and back-to-back WrestleMania main events and have them lose twice? Why would they do that? But then again, you think to yourself, Roman Reigns is knocking on the door of Hulk Hogan's little 1,400 something day reign. So then a lot of people are like, oh, they're going to want to keep the belt on Roman for just a little bit longer so he can get to that record. But if I'm being honest, guys, Roman Reigns hasn't showed up for most of it. And there should be an asterisk next to his 1,000-day reign because he wasn't there for most of it. And on the night 2 main event of WrestleMania, I believe that it's going to be an absolute overbooked mess. Bloodline's going to get involved. Seth's going to get involved. Jay's going to get involved. John Cena might get involved. Fuck if I know. Stone Cold might get involved. I think it's going to be an overbooked fucking mess. And ultimately, guys, I think Roman has had a great title reign. He has done great work. He has done tremendous time. He made WWE relevant again with his Tribal Chief gimmick. He's got more eyes onto the product than ever before. Well, not ever before, but definitely a lot more than there has been in recent time. He's done great work, but guys, he's been champ for too long, and we can't keep having a part-time champion. It's just not good for the company. It's not good on the image, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to have Cody lose twice. He can't afford to lose it, because then what are you going to do with him afterwards? Like, there's nothing else for him to do after that. His ultimatum, he needs to finish the story. So ultimately, guys, on night 2, in an overbooked mess of a finish, Cody Rhodes will be your new undisputed WWE champion. What you think, Gavin?
Bloodline rules. You can have anything. I bet we're gonna have more Bloodline members debut because the Bloodline is far bigger than what's been shown on screen. We could have more Bloodline. We could have Zilla, Jake, and Fatu. They could debut. But I want to talk more about Cody's side. Notice I made a comparison to Infinity War on night 1. Night 2 is the end game. Cody is Captain America. He has everybody rallying behind him. When Rock was brutalizing him on Monday night, there were 3 notable figures on trucks. Stone Cold Steve Austin and John Cena were on one truck. Brock Lesnar was on another truck in the distance, and he has also been recently added back to the WWE internal roster. As well as The Undertaker was also rumored to have a role in WrestleMania. Now think about it. Brock Lesnar and John Cena and Undertaker, 3 of Roman Reigns' greatest opponents. John Cena and Stone Cold, 2 of The Rock's greatest opponents ever. Now, those 4 aside, we could get a massive debut during this main event. Who is one of Cody's greatest friends from outside the WWE? Do you know who I'm thinking about?
Yep. I think I know. You got MJF, don't you?
MJF was recently removed from AEW's internal roster, and they took all of his merch down off their website,
Yeah.
which signifies he is no longer with that company. There is a fair possibility that he comes in to help Cody Rhodes in this match. Now, after Cody Rhodes wins, that's when The Rock will turn on Roman.
It's setting up a
Because
main event.
The Rock will no longer be the final boss. The Rock will take his place as he is in the real world as High Chief Seuli. And he will go after the tribal chief as being because he was too useless to hold on to the title when he had that much help behind him.
Does it set up a WrestleMania 41 main event between Rock and Roman?
Is it WrestleMania 41 or is it SummerSlam?
It could be
The
SummerSlam.
real question is how much are they willing to stretch that feud?
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we've had a year build up to a WrestleMania main event. I mean, John Cena
It
and
wouldn't
Rock.
be. It wouldn't be, but it's more so how long do they want to wait to have that match themselves?
That's true. That's true. So you got Cody winning the championship at
Yep.
WrestleMania 40
In an endgame scenario,
in
yeah.
an endgame scenario. All the Avengers versus all the Thanos men, and ultimately Captain America coming up on top. Alrighty, Ant, what you thinking?
I got Cody Rhodes taking it and The Rock turning on Roman Reigns for this. I think it's definitely going to be memorable.
This kind of has to be. They've been building it up this much.
The one thing I am worried about is how much help the Bloodline is going to get for this. Because it's going to be a lot, and the thing I'm most looking forward to is definitely Solo singing the national anthem.
Hell yeah! We got Solo Sikoa singing that national anthem, bro. But yeah, regardless, it looks like we all collectively agree. It's time. I know Hulk Hogan has an illustrious record, a crazy record, but guess what, guys? Roman Reigns is one of the only few guys that has had a title over 1,000 days, and that is enough. And at the state that Roman is at with his career, And the fact that he's been sidelined this whole time kind of also makes me think that he's kind of easing his way out in a way, not being as prominent, making The Rock more prominent, and him kind of going by the wayside to get you used to him not being in the center of the spotlight, you know? Because for the past 4 years, he's been the center of the spotlight, rightfully so, and this has been the best stretch of his career. Don't get me wrong, but ultimately, guys, it's time. There's no other guy that can beat Roman Reigns at this point in time other than Cody Rhodes. And nobody, what are you gonna do? Give it to Randy Orton? He's only got like what, a couple years left in him with the way his back is. You're not gonna give it to Cena. I mean, you could give him a world title push to maybe get his last world title, but I don't think he's gonna do that. He's too busy with Hollywood. You're not gonna give it to. I mean, as popular as he is, you're not gonna give it to LA Knight. You're not gonna have someone like LA Knight and Roman Reigns' reign. You're not gonna have AJ Styles do it. It's like there's no other person right now that more people are behind than Cody Rhodes. He's a gigantic merch seller for the WWE. He is the babyface that the WWE has been looking for ever since John Cena went by the wayside and steps a little bit away from performing because I mean he's getting older. He can't do it forever. Cody Rhodes, he's still got some time. He's still got a lot of time, and he's still great. He keeps himself in good shape. He's a fucking smiling face. He's the babyface of the WWE. Everybody loves him. I mean, of course, you're gonna have your contrarians. They're like, "No, man, he's a fucking bitch." And I'm like, all right, dude, chill." But like, at the same time, man, like, there's always gonna be people like that. But there's no denying that Cody Rhodes has been making absolute waves for himself since coming back to the WWE in 2022 at WrestleMania 38 versus Seth Rollins. He's made a case for himself. The fans love him. The WWE obviously loves him. They've been protecting him like hella. He's only lost 3 times in 2 years. like, well, should I say, been defeated directly. I mean, he passed out against Brock Lesnar and lost that match, and he lost to Roman Reigns and lost to Drew McIntyre. But
The pass out was one of the 3 defeats.
yeah, that was one of the 3 defeats. Like, he's only been directly beaten 3 times. Like, ever since he came back. And obviously, the WWE probably didn't want to pull the trigger on him just yet last year at WrestleMania because, like, I mean, keep in mind, he just came back from an injury that sidelined him for 9 months. And when he won the Royal Rumble, and and you're like, I don't know if he can really carry the company like that. But Cody Rhodes has been built up as a megastar. He is the guy. He is this. He is the next John Cena. He is the next Hulk Hogan. He's the guy that the kids can look to, like I did, like how I looked at John Cena when I was little, like a superhero, you know, and a good role model in general. And I don't understand why you would try to mitigate that by wanting to break a record held by a legend of the business. I'm gonna be honest; those records are there for a reason, and Roman Reigns has been fortunate enough and deserving enough to get such an accolade. But it's time. He has been doing great work, and plus his leukemia, man. You don't know when that's gonna flare back up again. It's only gonna get worse with age. That's a part of the reason why he's been going part time. I mean, yeah, I shit on him at the top of the episode saying he doesn't show up to work, but there's reasons why, And it's just like you've seen Roman less and less and less over the past couple of years, over the past year, should I say? And I think it's because they're just slowly trying to build to ultimately his walking away from the ring for a little bit. And honestly, there's no better guy than Cody Rhodes at this current moment. So I don't understand why you would give somebody an accolade like 2 Royal Rumble wins and 2 WrestleMania main events, have him be your biggest merch seller, have him be the headliner of almost every single Monday Night Raw whenever he's wrestling. He's at every house show. He's every week on Raw and SmackDown sometimes. And, it's he can carry this company. And it's time for us to have a new champion, a new person carry the weight on his back. And Roman has done great. I'm not mitigating anything about Roman. His reign was incredible, but it's time. Cody Rhodes needs to have his moment. Roman Reigns needs to have a break, and I think this is a perfect passing of the guard. And of course, making it an overbooked mess would be just the way to bring in the new guard.
I don't know how, but we forgot a match.
What did we forget?
Jay and Jimmy.
Holy fuck. We really did just forget Jay and Jimmy, didn't we? Here I am about to close out the entire show. And then,
That's why.
oh my gosh. Yeah. So, now we gotta go to fucking the much lesser match. God damn. All right. Jay and Jimmy. I think, I
You
mean,
didn't write notes on it.
huh?
Since you didn't write notes on it.
Holy shit, I really didn't. I just straight up forgot about that match. You know, I've wrote a lot of notes today. It's very late. So obviously I'm gonna forget a couple of things. It's all right. That's okay. But here's the thing. Jay and Jimmy. Obviously, we know the story. Jimmy and Jay turned on Roman Reigns in, what was it, Night of Champions? When the super kicks happened? And then that built up to was it the Money in the Bank match? Yeah, it was Money in the Bank when they did the Bloodline Civil War. And then, so we know the story. Jimmy was like, I got you. And then he turned on Roman Reigns. And Jay would be kind of conflicted for a little bit, but then he would turn on Roman Reigns in probably the best booked betrayal that I've ever seen. And yet again, Roman is the one that gets that gets betrayed. Roman never does the betraying. He's always the betrayed. Even though he's the heel. He's the bad guy. He's always the one taking the chair shot to the back or the super kick to the face. You know, but you know, we know the story, and then that forces the Bloodline Civil War at Money in the Bank that year. Tremendous match between Jimmy and Jay, Solo and Roman, for the titles, right? No, it wasn't for the titles. It was just a Bloodline feud match. I was thinking of what's the fucking, what did they do, and when did they try to go for the championships? Oh yeah, they tried to go for the championships at Night of Champions. Yep. And then Jimmy and Jay got involved, looking like they were gonna help Roman. Then they actually ended up helping Sammy and KO. Okay, yep, I'm remembering now. And then Bloodline Civil War happens, and then Jay would be the first person to pin Roman Reigns for the first time since late 2019. So that was a pretty big moment, and it was a tremendous booking. It was great, down to the wire. But then Solo Sikoa would get sent after Jimmy because Jay decided to pin Roman, and then they decided to go off on their own. And then Jimmy would get hurt by Solo and Roman, and then Jay's like, man, you're going to take Jimmy from me too? Now I'm the judge, the jury, and the executioner. He goes, you took Jimmy from me? Nah, man, I got to get you. SummerSlam for that championship. Tribal Combat, oos. And then we got the very lackluster Tribal Combat match at SummerSlam that year. And then, of course, Roman would retain. But guess who would help Roman retain? Jimmy Uso. In a heel turn that made no fucking sense in the slightest. And I know Jimmy was like, I didn't want him to become like Roman Reigns, man. I was looking after you, Oos. And then, but then he would just automatically realign himself with Roman Reigns. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck, WWE? Why did you book that? That was like the worst booking decision that Triple H has made to this point. And I'm like, this sucks. Why would you have that happen like that? I didn't want him to become like Roman Reigns. But now I'm going to go with Roman Reigns. It's just, nah, man. Nah. And then now Roman, he cost Jay the title then. He cost Jay did he cost him the United States title or Intercontinental title? Intercontinental title, I know he did that. And
Actually, both.
yeah, screwed him out of both, right? I thought so.
Yeah.
So Jimmy would screw Jay out of the United States title, then he would screw Jay out of the Intercontinental title, and he would also screw Jay out of the tag titles too, right? Yeah. So basically, Jimmy has been just shafting Jay this entire time, and now now Jay's had enough. And he goes, you know what? I got an idea. Brother versus brother, blood versus blood.
Me versus me.
Me versus me. Big brother versus little brother. Jimmy versus Jay Uso at WrestleMania. And then that's how this match materialized. And, you know, it was a great way to get it done. It's a great way to pitch the idea to the crowd, and then Jimmy would accept, going, haha, no yeet, yeah, I'm gonna beat you, no yeet, and then fucking now we have this match booked. And to be honest, guys, I don't know on what planet Jay doesn't win. I'll be honest, Jay's just gonna have to win this match, alright? Like, there's no way Jimmy wins it. Eh, but I mean, yeah, Bloodline could get involved. I mean,
Yeah.
Bloodline has been hunting Jay down recently, so I mean that Jimmy could beat him, but I honestly think Jay's gonna win. So give me Jay Uso for this one.
I'm about 90% on Jey Uso.
Hmm.
That other 10% relies on how badly affected he is by his match with Solo this week.
True. He does have a match against Solo coming up.
And if Solo gives him that John Cena treatment, Jamie probably gonna win.
Jimmy probably is gonna win.
Well, otherwise, I can see Jay winning.
Mm.
It's all reliant on what happens with his match with Solo.
This is true. If he gets absolutely John Cena fucking sacrificed to the blood gods, then you know, more than likely Jay's gonna lose. That's true. Ant, what you thinking?
So I had Jay for this all the way too. But it also does depend on the solo match and the interference for the match, because I'm more than sure that Bloodline will interfere with it.
They always do, man.
The only
They
thing,
always do.
the only thing that offsets that is the night that it's on. Because if it's night one, then it's, no problem. You got your clear shot for the match. If it's night two, though, after Bloodline Rules, well, with Bloodline Rules coming, it could affect Jimmy in that match.
True.
But yeah, give me Jay for this.
Yeah, I got Jay Uso, but so it looks like we're all going Jay Uso here, with the potential that the Bloodline could fuck it all up.
Or he's over injured from.
Or he's
Solo.
over injured from Solo Sikoa if he gets that John Cena sacrifice to the blood gods treatment. But anyway, guys, give me Jay Uso for that one, and give me Cody, man. It's time, man. I think it's honestly time for Cody Rhodes to be the one to beat Roman Reigns. There's no other guy that can do it. There's no other person that should do it. And if they don't pull the trigger here on Cody Rhodes, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do, bro. I really don't. Because if you're gonna make it The Rock to dethrone Roman Reigns, that's just gonna suck. Okay, that's just gonna
Well,
suck.
I mean, with Bloodline Rules, it could be anyone who pins.
But like at the same time, it's just I think it's time. I mean, there's no way you can build up a guy for that long. Like, you build him up for a whole 2 years. You build him up for a whole 2 years. He's white hot going into his first match against Roman Reigns. Goes in there alone, loses, and then you're gonna build him up for the entire year, having him only lose once in the year in 2023. Well, twice in 2023. But like post Roman Reigns, he only lost once.
And then he's so hot that he actually gets you to change your programming.
Yeah.
And once lost twice.
Yep. And it's just, it just makes no. And if we were able, if there were Cody Rhodes, if there were WWE Universe that wanted Cody Rhodes so badly, to the point that we fucking take over Twitter and change the entire product, that this is just, it's a testament as to how popular Cody is, or how hated Roman is at this point in time. I don't know. Could be a combo of both. But I think it's more a love for Cody and us wanting him to succeed, seeming as it's easy to get behind Cody Rhodes. It really is. I mean, just the way he carries himself, he's just the typical baby face that you want to love. He is your Hulk Hogan. He is your John Cena. You know, he's all of that. And I just don't see him losing again, because because you can't have him lose again and then try to build him up for another year. Nobody's gonna buy it. Nobody's gonna buy it. It's like, it was already a miracle that we were able to buy it this time around, seeming as he already lost last year, and then going into the Royal Rumble, we all pretty much didn't even consider the fact that Cody could win 2 Royal Rumbles in a row, and then fuck it, he did. But It's just I don't see it. I think Cody's got to be the one. I think it's his time, and I think it's time. I mean, I know that that record is crazy. It's right. It's knocking on the door of Hulk Hogan, but there has to be an asterisk next to it, man. Roman Reigns would show up like once every 3 months for 3 weeks and then dip, man. You can't have a product carry on with an inactive champion. When you have Cody who goes to every house show, you have Cody that goes every week busting his fucking ass. You have fans that love him, people that buy his merch. He's the number one most played male character on WWE 2K24 right now. Like, if that doesn't say something about how over Cody is and how well he can carry this company, I don't know what will.
But
So,
I bet you the only reason why Roman's that close up to Cody is because people are picking Roman to beat the shit out of him with Cody.
exactly. But, it's just crazy that we've gotten to this point, man. WWE is so good. It's better than it's ever been in a very long time. And I'm super duper excited for this WrestleMania. I'm going to try to vlog my trip there, but I can't guarantee I get it out in time. But, it'll be a good time and I'm going to love it. And it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to see what happens. And I really am enjoying what I'm seeing right now. I clear my schedule every Monday and Friday now to watch this shit. So that's something I would have never done before. So that being said, guys, that's WrestleMania 40. We just went over the entire card this far,
Yeah,
and
that's been published.
that thus far. And I mean, we of course we went over two fantasy matches that haven't been booked yet, but more than likely will get booked. The Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Santos, Dominic thing, and the Jade Cargill and Damage Control thing. So those are hypotheticals, but it'll probably be confirmed by the time this is out. But thank you guys so much for watching. This was a long one. It was a very long one. I don't even know what the timestamp is, but
We went over 12 matches. We usually go over about 4, so it's basically 3 episodes in one.
yep. So that is WrestleMania 40, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you have this far, go and follow us on all the social medias. Go and email us with any suggestions. Leave a nice comment or leave a hate comment. Either one, it helps the video either way. So you know, Pepsi, we got your back. Prime, we got your back. And I guess we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Anthony, hit that tune.
So